Welcome to Homestead Reptile. Today I want to talk to you guys about empty backs and super stripes. Now, in a nutshell, the empty back gene is an incomplete dominant gene. It reduces pattern on the dorsal, so it suppresses it. It also, the super forms, a lot of them have very little pattern on their sides, on their laterals. So it suppresses the dorsal and will also suppress a ton of lateral pattern. And I have seen some really nice empty backs that have no pattern on their dorsal, no pattern on their laterals, and it also removes a lot of the head pattern. I've seen some that are completely have no head pattern at all. Now this boy right here is a super stripe and he is a empty back. So you can see he has the super stripe right there. It's that thickening of that white right there. It's kind of pushed in. It's that thick stripe. And he has the empty back gene right here. You can see a lot of that pattern. You can see the base color underneath and how it is just these chunky pieces of white floating around in the dorsal. They look like little islands that you can hopscotch across. So this boy is a great example of, is he an animal that carries two copies of the gene because it's incomplete dominant and he's just a low expression super empty back, or does he hold one copy and he's a high expression one copy empty back? And I'm not too sure. This is we're gonna have to figure it out through breeding. But I have a fantastic example of a animal that is a lower expression empty back. That's his female partner. But he has a lot of other traits too. He has the white wall trait. And you can see a lot of his lateral patterns have been pushed down, and that's from the pinstripe, but also the empty back gene. So because he has so much pattern, I'm leaning towards he holds one copy of the gene, and he is a super stripe. It's my educated guess what I think is exactly going on, but again, I won't know until breeding. But he's a very nice example of the morph. He has fantastic head structure. That his super stripe is fantastic. Great looking animal. Now this is his lady friend right here, and she is a empty back holding one copy of the gene. So you can clearly see that she has huge sections right here, these three big parts that are emptied out, and you can see the base color. But you can see again that she has a lot of white pattern right there, creamy pattern, whatever you want to call it, kind of attaching itself. And you can also see she has that normal pinstriping and that thick pinstriping the male had, where it looks like the cream is kind of pushed towards the edges, making it look thicker. So she is a great example of what a non-super stripe looks like. Fantastic example. As these guys are just flying away out of my hands. We'll try to grab her again and see it great. There we go. So this guy has two copies. This girl has one copy. And how it gets confusing is the fact that there are different expression rates, like very similar in lily white. So you can have a really high expression lily white, you can have a really low expression lily white, but they're all lily whites. If this was interesting to you, like and subscribe, leave a comment, and what are your favorite morphs? I really like empty backs. I love how they look so different. It's an old morph, but it's a good morph, and we should always look back at some of the older morphs that we have. There's a lot to love about them. Again, like and subscribe.